Hi everyone, welcome back to another CENEI's online class, and we're going to start with our next session. We have a lot of things to do today, so please go for your student book, your notebook, and stay tuned, pay attention. This class corresponds to June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and before starting, let's remember our dependent homework. It's of course everything related to the workbook. It's the Unit 9, and the pages are from 98 to 103. Today we're going to continue, so you can complete the pages 102 and 103, and then the next class we're going to check them all. As soon as possible as we are back in classes, we're going to check them, okay? So, previously, we were talking about a time tense called past perfect. Yes, the past. Talking about the past of the past. Normally we use it to talk about a situation or activity that was completed before another past action. It is formed by a subject plus had or hadn't in case of negative tenses. And very important, the verb in past participle. So with these three elements, we form the past perfect. Let's remember also, like any other perfect tenses, they are friends with already, just, and yet. We're also having before and by the time. You can use them too. Let's imagine this is a timeline. Here we have the present, is today. Before the present, we normally use the past, simple past. So the past of the past is our time tense, the present perfect. It's a situation before another situation happened. That is the past perfect. And it is formed, remember, by had or hadn't, and very important, the past participle, guys, the past participle. Let's just get an example. For example, I was at home yesterday. This is in simple past. And in the other situation, I had been with my cat. So this happened before. We have two sentences. If I want to unite them, well, I can use some of the expressions that are for this time tense to join. So I can say I had been with my cat by the time I was at home yesterday. And that's it. I want you to pay attention. A brief example in a video that I just got for you.
Exactly 1 year had passed since the night Mike Delfino and Susan Meyer were supposed to become engaged. So when Mike took Susan to her favorite restaurant, she just knew he was going to pop the question.
What are you gonna have?
And when he did,
The chicken.
she'd be ready with her answer. But as the evening wore on, the moment Susan had been waiting for failed to materialize. And though many opportunities presented themselves, the question was never asked. Until the thought began to dawn on Susan that perhaps it never would.
So poor Susan, right? So this is a show from Desperate Housewifes. So the objective of today's lesson is about dependent prepositions. Ready? Here we go. Good, so the title of today is What do you want to be when you grow up? This is a very important question that all of us in our life have to face. Especially you guys, now that you are in the age. So let's start with dependent prepositions. Let's remember that a preposition is a word that tells us the position of the things There exists a lot of them. If you can go back to your notebook, you can find the information about this. Look at this example that we have here. Pau talked her boyfriend. Is this correct? Think about it for some seconds. There is something rare here, right? It was not quite right. Now take a look at this. I'll talk to her boyfriend. Yes, this is the correct way to say it. Talk to. Normally in English we have a lot of words just like this. Normally they are called phrasal verbs. They depend on a verb, adjective, or sometimes a person. Now you're looking at this example. So looking at, talk to, both are expressions that use dependent prepositions. Another example, you have to wait for instructions. Wait for, it's another. Diving in, we have the vocabulary building. Dependent prepositions are certain verbs that are usually followed by a particular preposition. These dependent prepositions are followed by a noun or a pronoun. Here we ask for help. Please underline. Sometimes an object can go between the verb and preposition, like in this example, I borrowed a pen from him. So if you notice, we have separated the verb from the preposition, and in the middle we insert an object or subject. And exercise number 1, read the vocabulary building box. So we have different preposition. We have to complete the sentences with the correct dependent preposition. Think about it very well. If you don't understand or if you're not very sure which preposition could be, you can look in your dictionary. Normally the offline dictionary I gave you, it has different examples so you can understand it better. I'm going to help you with the first one. He applied blank a job in a bank. What is better? He applied about a job? He applied with? He applied to? The answer is he applied for a job in a bank. As I mentioned, in English there exists a lot of these verbs. There does not exist a specific rule for them. The best tip I can give you guys is to practice them, to listen a lot to music, movies, try to get as much as possible of them, and very soon you will find yourself speaking them out. I will give you some minutes to complete this exercise and then we continue, okay? Alright, now that we're back, just check your answers. Nice. We're going to skip the exercise number 2 and let's just go ahead on the 3. Read the tip, then read the title of the survey. The tip says, text sometimes contain different points of view on a single topic. Understanding the different points of view can help you form your own opinion about a topic. You are about to read an article in which people have different points of view. They have different opinions about a school. So read the title of the survey. Which 2 writers answer no, answer yes, and maybe? To answer this part, we have to read, of course. When we read, it's important not just reading, but understanding everything that it is there. When we have opinions, especially like this, we need to analyze. Alright, good. Now let's go on exercise 5 and 6. To answer these exercises, we're going to read and then we go back to this part and answer them. Okay? But first, let's just read all together. I'm going to play the audio. If you have your headphones near, you can put them on so you can listen and read at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
Does school prepare you for the world of work? An online survey asked working people around the world if school had prepared them for their jobs. Here's what 6 of those people said.
If you want to be a software designer and build an app, you don't need to know about history, literature, or biology. When I applied for my first job, I hadn't learned any computer programming or project management skills. Learning facts about ancient Rome and ancient China was interesting, but I haven't used them in my job. Lydia, software engineer.
My grandmother once told me that at school she hadn't learned what to think, she'd learned how to think. I agree with her. When we study history, we learn about people, politics, mistakes in the past, and the history of great ideas. All of these things help us to understand our place in the world and to learn to think clearly. By the time I graduated from high school, I had definitely learned to think. My grandmother was right. Sophia, lawyer.
It depends on the type of job you want. If you want to be a teacher, then school is the perfect preparation. If you want to be a chef, school is a great start. But then you need something more. You need to learn all about food. When I got my first job, my boss said it was the beginning of my education. Daniela, chef.
When you play soccer at school, you learn about the sport, the rules, how to move the ball, etc. But you also learn about working with a team. In most jobs, you work with some kind of team. Playing sports at school definitely provided me with a lot of teamwork skills. Paul, manager.
Most people don't become biologists, so studying biology may not be useful for your job. So in some cases, school doesn't prepare you very well. However, school introduces you to a lot of ideas and subjects. You probably need to study biology to discover if you are interested in it or not. School helps you learn what you like and don't like, and then you can decide on the right career. Until my math teacher told me I could become an accountant, I didn't know that job existed. Dan, accountant.
Not at all. Or at least not for me. Does a paramedic learn to drive an ambulance at school? I don't think so. Does a firefighter learn to fight fires at school? Never. Sadly, for most jobs, you don't need to know the things you learn in school. I forgot about school when I started working. Aslan, construction worker.
As you can see, they have different opinions about school. What is your opinion, guys? Does school prepare you for the world of work? I don't know what you're going to do in the future, but I don't know, I think you have to think very clear. You have to be sure what are the subjects or what are the skills that you need to get advantage of whatever you want to do in the future. Now, we can go back, and now I will give you some minutes to complete this part. I'll help you with the first one. Number 1, Lydia says that most of her school subjects were useful or useless for her job. If you read again the part of Lydia, you will discover that she finds them useless. Do this part, please. Okay, nice. Let's just check our answers all together. And exercise 6. Here we have the different people, okay? Let's move on to critical thinking. Let's just read it. A writer's style of writing may affect how you feel about the subject. A pleasant or warm tone can make you like the writer. A negative or cold tone may make you want to disagree with them. A factual tone may consider more than one point of view and convince you to agree with the writer. So, answer please. These are just personal answers because you have to think about them. Answer these questions. Which of the writers has a negative tone? How can you tell? Some of them are positive, some of them are negative. It's a personal answer, okay? Give you some minutes. Nice. So, now it says, my perspective. This is the final part. We can't have a debate right now. It's very sad, but we can answer these questions in a personal way. Number one, think about the things you do at school. How do you think they prepare you for working life? Well, number two, which school subjects do you think will be the most and least important for your future work? Think about your favorite subjects at school. We have a lot of them. Which of them do you think are useful? Which are the least important for your future, whatever you want to do? So just please write them there in your book, note them down. Oh my god, it's such a joy to learn, right? School is the best. I miss school so much, guys. Don't you? And this is how we just end our lesson of today. The homework is going to be the same, just the workbook. Pages from 98 to 103. Next class we will have a homework revision for these pages. Stay at home, wash your hands, eat healthy, and from above all, be happy. I hope you have a great week. Bye.